I thought I'd make a simple video about ideal sort of survival lighter or fire starting setup, because when I've done some of these videos people said, oh really, you know, should have backups, and I do obviously consider that if I was using that stuff for the real reason, but quite often people think because I've not shown something in a video I haven't thought about it. So I've got 3 items here as a sort of, if I was going out and I needed to start a fire, you know what I do, because obviously I wouldn't rely just on one lighter, because some people say like, oh, it's irresponsible to call that a survival lighter because it wouldn't work, or you've not got a backup. Well, if you're showing just that lighter, you're not going to show a backup. So, however, so as I've said before, fire steels, you know, ferrocerium rods and a striker are really good to have in like any sort of these kits, because you can make a lot of sparks with them. When I get it going. So as you can see, that makes a lot of sparks, very easy to ignite something if you've got flammable material to light with it. So these are always good as a backup because they last ages and they're pretty practical. So next we have, and for this I'm going to suggest a liquid fuel lighter. So this is an IMCO 6600 Junior. As I've said before, I really like this lighter. You know, something like a Zippo would be very good as well. It's sort of partially windproof, like the Zippo windproof. So when they say windproof, it's wind resistant. Sometimes they can light and stay lit very well. Sometimes they blow out quite easily. But you know, one of these as well. And then a can of lighter fluid. And this is for obvious reasons. You can refill your lighter with it, and you can pour some lighter fluid on something like leaves or whatever, and then use this to light them more easily. So you know, this is a really good thing to have in a sealed can that you can just open and use as and when you need it, because obviously the problem with having a lighter like this or a Zippo is, you know, you've got a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks on the fuel, depending on the type of it and your O-rings and everything like that. So it's not ideal if it was a long time thing. If you're just going out for the day, yeah, if you recently filled it up, you're not going to have any problems with it. But sort of having a can of lighter fluid is really good, just in case your lighter somehow leaks, or you know, you want to light something that's a bit more flame resistant or whatever else. As people have said to me in the comments, you know, you can use cotton wool soaked in Vaseline or lots of other things like that. Tumble dryer lint's another one. Supposedly lights very well, but you know, there's lots of different things that you can sort of pre-make ready to take out with you that you can use to light. But I said, I think this is generally a very good combination. A liquid fuel lighter that you can refill with this, and obviously you can then use this to help light fires with this. But as said, fire steels are really good. I always have one as a backup if I am going to need a lighter for something that's obviously not lighting a cigarette. Somebody did say to me the other day, could I light a cigarette doing this? I mean, I think it'd be quite difficult, wouldn't it, if you're in your mouth, you're trying to get it on the end, but it might work. But, you know, regardless, obviously as I said in previous videos, fire steels are really good because they're a great backup and they work well on their own. And then, like I was saying in other videos, I wouldn't recommend just having one lighter either if you were in a really, you know, scenario where you really needed to make fire. But I think it really, you know, depends on the scenario, because when I talk about it, I'm talking as a very general, you know, like you need a source of fire in an emergency or maybe something, you know, or you just need a source of fire. A lighter's kind of the most practical thing to have. But then it really does depend on the scenario. Because, you know, as I was saying, that's where it's a bit irritating when you get people going, you haven't thought this out well enough because you haven't got your fire steel in the video where you're talking about a lighter. Well, yeah, but if we're talking just about a lighter, as I said, you don't need to show a fire steel if we're doing a review of a particular lighter and saying this would be a good lighter for a survival scenario. As I said, with a lot of things you need backup, so, you know, some people, if they're really going out into the wilderness and they're camping or something, have several Bic lighters on them. They have a Zippo and a can of fuel and a fire steel and, you know, some other stuff, and it's like, yeah, that would be absolutely fine, of course, because you've got all the stuff. So, you know, you can't say that they're going to run out of, you know, stuff to light fires with. But, you know, it really does depend on the scenario, because there's some scenarios where if I was just going out for a day and I might need to light a fire or I might not. Sounds a bit arsonisty, doesn't it? But you know what I mean. You know, a lighter you've recently filled up is going to be absolutely fine. Maybe 2 lighters if you're worried, like if it's a butane of it leaking or something like this, you're not really going to get leakage as long as all the parts fit together well. So hopefully I've not gone too off topic with this, but yeah, these 3 things are like what you ideally want in your lighter type thing to have a good combination of easy fire starting and a backup.